Hi, this is Matt with Computech, and today we're going to be talking about one of our feature updates that comes along with the new version 2.4.20. If you don't have this version, you can go to your settings and hit the check for updates and download this version. So one of the things we've added to this is our standard day feature. So if you go to Tune Up and then select from the drop down here Standard Day ET, you'll see we've got a button that says click here to select run, and we've got actual, different, and corrected. So if we click on here, this will change to green. It'll tell us to click the run we want to input. If I click on the run, it's going to pump that run's information in over here, and it's going to then correct the ET, and it's actually going to tell us how much faster it would have been if it was in perfect weather. And if it was a quarter mile past, then it would show those other values as well. If you want to punch a new one in, you just click on it, click the run, and it's going to punch the new information in there. So this is a useful way of figuring out what the car would have ran if the weather was perfect. Now, this is a great feature and it helps us out a lot, but it'd be nicer if we could kind of compare it run to run down here in the logbook. So if we wanted to do that, we do have that built in, but it requires a little bit extra work. What you have to do is go to Settings, go to Advanced Options, and then from the Advanced Options, select Standard Day and hit Enable Option. Now here it's going to tell you that the program is now going to add the standard day formulas, this feature allows you to correct a standard day. You take the weather out of the equation and know exactly what the car would have done in perfect weather and figure out how consistent the car is. Here we talk about how we need to then add this new category to whatever logbook view you are using in order to actually see the information. So the next thing we want to do is go to Views, and we are using the logbook view for this car. So I would come over here to Logbook, and we've got quite a few categories in here, but you'll see there's standard day here now, and if you don't see it there, you should see it in the categories drop down. Hit Add to View above, and now I personally would like to see this right below my intervals, because I've got an interval category in here. So I'm going to move this right on up, and now when I collapse this and scroll down, I've got my actual intervals here. Now, they're not filled out. That's because we haven't processed any of these runs. So if we want to get this filled out now that we've got new variables, all we have to do is edit that run. So to edit the run, we click on the cell that we want to edit, hit Edit, and all I have to do, because it's an automatically calculated variable, is just come down here and hit Update. I don't want to add anything to the run completer database right now, so I'll just tell it I lifted, and now you can see it's got our corrected ETs in here. So if I wanted to do that to the rest of them, I just hit Edit, wait for it to switch to Update, Submit, leave it alone, and then just do this for each of them. And now I've got the ability to come back and kind of glance through one by one and see, okay, how consistent was the car if the weather didn't change whatsoever. One of the other feature updates that we added to the software here is if you go to Predict and go to your run completer database, we now will only keep the most recent 10 runs inside of here. So if you've got more than 10, I highly recommend hitting the Clear Run Completer Database button right here, which we now have also added conveniently right here for you. So clear your Run Completer Database. We only want the most recent 10 inside of there because we want to be able to predict and auto-complete off of those most recent runs.